What about TJ enables him to switch from one position to another in mid-stride, kind of like this? What does he have?
Well, he understands. TJ's a smart guy. He understands our system. Can play the slot receiver position and running back, and knows it really well. Of course, he's been here a couple of years, but he understands football, so his role is going to continue to increase.
Is he a guy you can envision giving 10 to 12 carries in a game?
Sure. Oh yeah.
If it came to that.
And he hasn't played as much tailback because we had other guys there, but now our situation at running back, he's almost not exclusively there, but taking a lot more reps there.
What's his experience with tailback?
Oh, he played in high school. Yeah. So he's and he's played it for us for a while too. And then in that position, there's a lot to learn in every position, but that position is a little more user friendly, I guess.
What is it about the special teams that's bothered you so much?
Well, the fact we've worked so hard on it that we've been. Part of it's been the other teams have done a good job and with their kicks and their placement of the kicks and all that. But we expected to be more efficient in both the return game and some of our other special team stuff.
What's your assessment of Josh in that?
Josh's been really solid. For a first-time guy, both kicking and punting, he's been solid. Edgar's been solid on his kickoffs. There's a couple times he's not hit it as well as he'd like. But so the kicks haven't been bad. It's just some of the other stuff. It's not been bad, but it's not up to our expectations.
Do you like that he's doing both, or would you prefer to have a separate guy kicking and punting?
Well, you prefer to have a separate guy so it doesn't have the wear and tear on him. But the way we do it in practice, he's not doing too much, and he's able to handle it.
How is Brandon doing in terms of the fakes and holding the mesh point and those kind of subtle sorts of things?
He's gotten better. Some of the fundamental stuff, I think, as he gets more experience, he'll be even better at it. He's been pretty solid. The last game was a lot better. The first start, there was a lot of things to clean up, and Coach Smith has done a really good job with him. But there's still some other nuances within each play that as we run them more and more and more, he'll understand not just how to run them, but why we're running it, and that helps. Knowing the why is a process that you hope that they know from the start, but it takes a little while to understand why on every play, and we'll eventually get to that.
There's schools that are on quarters like Washington that haven't even gotten the classes yet.
Are they a quarter school?
Yeah. Do you get a sense there's an advantage there?
I think there's probably a little advantage, certainly for them from a preparation standpoint, and for you still have the same amount of hours that you practice and meet, but they have a lot more rest time. And I didn't realize they were quarters. Gosh, that's depressing to me now. But yeah, I think I like the semester system. I've always been in a semester system as far as the way the school calendar goes, but I think it's probably a little bit. I don't know if it's a huge advantage, but because everybody works the same amount of time, but a little bit probably earlier in the year.
What's different about Browning from his first year?
I think I was really impressed with him last year, but you could just see he's more comfortable with everything. They're doing more things offensively, and they haven't had to do a whole lot because they have such big leads in all games. But he's seeing the field. He's almost spot on every decision, which is really, even for a second-year player, is pretty remarkable.
What do you need to see out of Anu out there in order to feel comfortable enough
Practice.
to put him in a game?
Just practice. He didn't do that much today. He's got to practice. That's not like every position you got to work, but at quarterback, I think you got to be able to put the work in and keep your timing down and all that. So we'll see how it goes the next couple of days.
They've got a couple guys that can return the ball, and Ross and Pettis. What's scary about that?
Yeah, you don't want to kick a low kick to them and give them room to run. Even if you have somebody there, they can make a miss or outrun them. So you've got to be smart with your kicks, and then you got to do a great job in coverage.
Have you found that guy in coverage yet? I mean, Hayden was kind of that guy last year.
Yeah, there's we haven't been bad. A couple times on kickoff, we got a guy or two out of our lane, but the effort's been really good, so that's been pleasing. There's a couple times on punt that we weren't in the exact landmark on an initial takeoff, but those are things we can correct.
What is your sense of the team's confidence level heading into this matchup?
I think it's pretty good. We've haven't played well in spurts in all three games, but in all three games we've played well. So we've got to play well for 4 quarters to beat these guys. I think these guys know it, but I think they're excited for conference play. They know it's the intensity, the athleticism, the importance of every play is ratcheted up when you get in the conference finals.
Follow up on something I asked you yesterday. What would your punishment be if you had a guy drop the ball at the goal line before the goal line?
Well, things I would like to do, I can't say. But in fact, I just reminded them again today. You know, we call it the Kansas City rule because it was 15, 20 years ago. At least 15 years ago, I think the Chiefs. Coach McGee and I heard about the Chiefs doing it, making it mandatory for all their ball carriers. And ever since then, we've made everybody, whether it's a defensive guy on an interception, whatever, no matter who it was, hand the ball to the official. Well, there's been several times this year we have not handed the ball to the official. So we just made that point of emphasis again. And it's just, it's an unfortunate thing because that thing will be rerun for years. That'll be on those guys' resumes forever. And you hate to have that cost you a ball game. So I'm sure every coach is just bringing that up. But we've always had the rule that you hand the ball to the official. And there's been a couple of times this year we have not done that. So we've made a point of emphasis again today.
How did you end up assessing the offensive line as a whole on Saturday?
It was solid. I thought it was better than it had been the last couple games, and we had a couple new starters in there, guys that were playing really for the first time. So assignment-wise, they were pretty good. There's some fundamental things we got to get better at, and then this week's a whole little different animal. I mean, they got 300-pounders that can run. They're NFL guys that we're going to get challenged with this week.
Did you said last year that Washington defense was the best you played?
If not the best, one of the best, without question. And I think it probably proved. I don't know if they were the top defense in the league.
Statistically, they were.
Yeah, they were active, athletic, physical, well coached. I mean, all this stuff. And then we moved the ball a little bit, but they certainly dominated. Really in almost every Pac-12 game. So it's going to be a good challenge.